Ryan Jarrell here for MMA News. Very exciting having my next guest on the program. It's the White Lion, Yohan Lainesse, who will be back in action January the 20th at UFC 297 when he takes on Sam Patterson. Yohan, how are you, my friend?
Very good, very good. Happy to be there, man. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. I'm happy to have you back. And I know life is really good for you. I obviously follow you on social media. You've added to the family. So let's just start there. How is dad life?
Oh man, that's life. It's amazing, man. Like I said, I have to cancel my last fight because not a lot of people know that, but I was scheduled to fight 1 week before my daughters come. So it was playing a little bit with fire. I can't miss the day when my daughters come. So I have a lot of things to do about my team, my training partner. I changed everything. So it wasn't a good time for me to fight. But now, man, with my daughter, with my girlfriend, man, she helped me a lot with the kids. And man, I'm at my place. I'm so happy to be a dad. It's a lot of motivation. So I'm happy to refine myself in that.
What's the sleep schedule like? Are you getting enough sleep?
Yeah, man, I'm getting enough sleep. Like I said to everybody, I have the best girlfriend in the world, man. She understands the sacrifice of being an MMA fighter, a professional fighter. So she let me sleep when I have to sleep. But I'm a early bird. Every morning at 5 a.m. I'm wake up. So I'm trying to take care of the daughter in the morning to let him sleep a little bit in the morning. Man, no excuse. I sleep well. I'm ready to rock, man.
And I saw this was a while ago now, but didn't you take your daughter to a Dolphins game?
Bro, my daughter have she didn't have 4 months yet. She have Dolphins game, not Canadian, Senator of Ottawa game. She have two NHL game, one NFL game, one plan take it to Florida. Man, we take him everywhere we go.
So do you have to like wear like ear muffs or something just for the loud noises? I'm sure that's going to be a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah. I think the biggest challenge at the Dolphins game was the sun. There's a lot of sun, and it was hot here. So, but man, she liked that. She's there, man. She's not a problem, man. She want to live the dreams with us, and she's gonna live the dreams with us.
Well, I'm very happy for you. Congratulations on all the personal success. I also wanted to ask you. It looks like you're doing some commentary gigs here part time as well. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I try to invest myself in the MMA community, especially in the Quebec, because there's not a lot of promotion here. So I'm a referee in all MMA fight, like at Fight Quest. I'm referee, and now I'm a commentator at Samurai MMA. So of course I try to build something, and I love that. I love to study the game. I'm a student of the game. I love that. So I'm a gym owner now. I opened my own gym at the in the South Shore of Montreal. So last year was a lot of work. Like I said, I a little bit lost myself in the sport a little bit. Like the fact that I'm in the UFC opened me a lot of door, and I feel like I take all that door, but I lost a little bit the fact that I want to be a champion. And now I remained. I'm in the contender shoes, and I know where I go.
Do you feel like with where you're at right now in your life, having a child and, being so centered, opening up a gym, that you're in the best possible position to really take that next step as a fighter?
Yes, because you know what? I built my after career. It's very important for me to don't finish my career with nothing, and I feel like I sacrificed a lot of things, but I feel like now my after career is built. I'm commentator, I'm referee, I'm going to school to make conference, to make program for kids. I have my gym, but it cost me a lot of time. It cost me a lot of training, but now everything is done. My mind is clear. I know where I go. I train so hard. Like when I was an amateur, when I was a professional at the beginning, So yes, it make me a little safety in my head. Like you can train, you can go fighting, you have something at the end.
Tell me, is there something in particular that you can point towards that maybe threw you off your game, or where you weren't 100% the White Lion in February when you fought Mike Malott?
Man, I was just not there. There's no excuse. Mike Malott is an amazing fighter. And at the beginning, when I know I'm fighting this guy, mentally I wasn't in the best shape of my life. I feel like I didn't being surrounded well. Like I said, sometimes I'm going to the gym. I didn't have training partner. I feel like I I made a lot of mistakes. But there's no excuse about that. We learn from that. We understand what we want to do for winning. And of course, I lost myself in the sport in the last years, and that's why I was lucky to win against Darian Weeks. I make a lot of distance, throw my jab, a lot of movement. But man, like I said to my girlfriends before the fight of Mike Malott, I didn't feel it. I'm not there. I don't want to go there. And the White Lion never say that. Never. I always want to fight. I always want to be in the cage. So mentally, I wasn't there.
Yeah, and you hear a lot of fighters talk about the mental side of the fight game is even more important than the physical aspect of it. Would you agree with that? If you're not where you need to be mentally, it's tough to perform physically.
Of course, you can physically win if you're losing mental. It's an amazing word because it's that, man. The most biggest weapon you have, it's here. It's in your mind because, man, you can train very hard, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're not gonna win. And I learning in the hard way. I lost my fight so easily against Mike Malott, and of course, man, it's hard, man. It's a hard sport. We put her life on the line. We work so hard. A little hit can change everything. Man, there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of pressure. So of course it's hard. You need to be very solid mentally. But mentally was always my big weapon. I was so confident every time, and now I'm back in that path.
Did you have to battle some dark times or some depression after that loss to Mike?
Yes, I battled a lot of hard time, especially after my fight against Mike Malott. Man, I had a little bit of depression. It was hard, man. I lost myself. I know 3 days before my fight, the gym who I trained closed it. So I lost my coach. I lost my training partner. There's no excuse, but man, it was very hard to rebuild myself, to refound coach, to have confidence on them, to refound training partner, to refound a gym. Now I made like 3 hours just to drive for the gym, just to be sure I'm gonna have nice training partner, good training partner. So yes, man, I have a dark moment in the last couple months. I'm very grateful to have the best girlfriend in the world who helped me. She helped me to rebuild my house, to rebuild myself. Now we're going forward both together, and man, I'm very exciting to give her an amazing win.
So tell me who you have around you for this camp. Who have been the main training partners? Do you still have Patrick Cote around you?
No, Patrick Cote is now. Sorry, bro. Patrick Cote is not there yet. Now I'm full time with Richard OH2O, Firaz Zahabi at TriStar Gym. I rebuilt with Lévi Labrie. You know him peut-être a little bit. He was my
Mhm.
first striking coach. He helped me a lot every time. So, man, that's my team. The three guys going to be in my corner for the fight. We work hard together every week. I have a lot of good training partner like Ian Stoby from H2O, Michael Dufort. I have a little bit with Mandel Nalo, Geno Poirier, Sana. They are all MMA fighter, professional. They are very, very good. They are passionate. They want to train hard. They do it for the right things. And man, that's the difference.
And did I see you got some work in with GSP?
Yeah. It's sometimes GSP come at TriStar, so he's so generous. He's very generous. When you know a guy fighting in MMA, you're gonna take him and give him some details. And I'm gonna tell you something. GSP is always the goat, and he's always solid, man.
He's only in his early 40s now. He could still come back and compete in the UFC, right?
He can, bro. He can. He's so strong. He's so powerful. Guy is dedicated. Still he die, I think.
What does he walk around at weight wise?
I'm not sure. I think it's about like 180, maybe 170. Not too big, but strong, man.
Yeah. So I've always said that I thought he's the greatest of all time, pound for pound. Who would you say is right there in that discussion? Like, if you had to give me your top 4 or 5 goats, who would be right there?
After GSP, it will be maybe like John Jones. I love John Jones. I really love the fighting. We can't put Khabib not there because the guy is undefeated. He did so much well things. For me, goats are not necessarily one who never lost, but one who changed the sport on as his way. And George St. Pierre, Bone Jones, Khabib, Conor McGregor, they all did an amazing thing for the sport. So for me, they are the GOAT.
Outside of John Jones, fighters that are competing right now, is there someone that maybe a little bit younger, like an Islam Makhachev, that you could see maybe being in that discussion one day?
But we know Aspinall has a heavyweight is something very special. I was very interesting to see Aspinall again gain Cyril
Yeah.
gain. It will be an amazing fight. Of course, we have a lot of talented fighter. Mike Millett is something great. I know he's gonna get in the top 15 soon. So we have a lot of good fighter.
Tell me what it's like training with Faraz Zahabi. Obviously, he's known as one of the greatest coaches in the world. What has it been like to learn from him?
Oh man, I'm very grateful to be in the TriStar gym and guys open her arm to me. So man, Firas, it's so passionate. He did things for the right, and he always look at the little details, and he's always there to help me, to teach me, man. So it make me a lot of confidence. It's hard, and it's hard at TriStar. It's hard at H2O, but man, it build the confidence, and it's not gonna be hard like that in the fight.
In what areas, Yohan, are you better as a mixed martial artist since we saw you last? Is there something in particular that you feel like you've really grown in?
Yeah, I stop try to kill everyone. I'm trying to just set up my shot a little bit, work with my jab, follow my feet. Sometimes I'm overreaching a lot because I want to touch so hard that when my right hand's going, I'm overreaching. I'm very loopy when I hit. But now, man, I work a lot with Frank Boxing. He was my boxing coach, and he helped me a lot to move my feet when I'm hitting. So I feel like the two best things that I can change in the last couple months, it's um, I'm more composed, I'm in a better shape, and I'm not gonna weight cut 22 pounds this time.
So your weight is much lower now.
Yeah, I'm 190 now, so usually I'm 190 fight week, bro. It's amazing.
Wow, right. Good for you, man. Um,
Yeah.
and we all know how much power you have, right? So like when you touch people, they go out. So how difficult was that to kind of rein that back and maybe be a little bit more patient as a fighter?
I found a lot of success in that path, so it helped me to be confident in that. So it's not being so hard to do that. So I'm just trying to pick my shot a little bit, work with my kick to make some feint, and don't try to just go forward and put a big overhand. So and a lot of time when I put my overhand and I miss, that's why I'm exhausted. It's when you miss, you get exhausted more faster. So man, and the other thing, it's I'm not a kind of guy who do sparring, man. I'm very lucky to be where I am because I didn't do a lot of sparring in in my last year. But I can tell you, still in the last 11 months, I do sparring like 3 times a week, and man, it's a game changer for the timing, for the combination, for the cardio, for a lot of things. So man, I'm just very excited to go there at 20 January and let my hands go.
Can't wait to see you back in there. Before we transition to UFC 297 and talk about your upcoming opponent, I want to get a couple of fight picks from you. First, let's start with this weekend UFC 296. The welterweight titles on the line. Leon Edwards, Colby Covington. Who wins? How do they do it?
It's been a long time we didn't see Colby Covington fighting, eh? I think the two wins against Usman made a lot of confidence for Leon Edwards. So I see Leon Edwards knock out Covington.
Ooh, really? You think he
Yeah,
knocks him out?
yeah. I think Covington may take a lot of hit in his last fight. He took a lot of hit, a lot of damage. Of course, he take a big break. Is his timing gonna be there? I don't know. I hope Leon Edwards gonna knock him out. I don't like the Cubby Covington personage.
Okay, fair enough. The flyweight titles on the line as well. Pantoja, Brandon Royval. Who do you see winning that matchup?
I know Pantoja a little bit, rival not a lot, so it's hard for me to say. But Pantoja is I'm going for Pantoja.
Okay. And Ian Gary's fighting on this card. He's been in the news a lot lately. A lot of his personal stuff. You got the middleweight champion Sean Strickling getting into it and saying his piece. What is your overall takeaway on all of that and just the personal side of things being thrusted into the media?
I think when you search attention like that, you need to be able to bounce with the reward. Like, of course, people's gonna hate it or they're gonna love it. And I think now we play a little bit at the victim. I don't know, but I hope Vincent Luque gonna knock him out. Seriously, I think the UFC built Ian Gary a lot. I think they put him a lot of good fighter in the good time, and they don't test himself right away. It's okay, but I think one day he's gonna face a wall.
Okay. Let's transition to UFC 297, shall we? January the 20th. This is going to be in Canada. What's the significance of that for you, my man? Fighting in Canada, having the home crowd behind you on such a massive pay-per-view event.
It's amazing, man. I fight a lot at the Apex. I fight a lot at CFFC when it was COVID. So for me, I didn't fight a lot with a crowd and something like that. And to be able to fight in Toronto with a crowd, I know it's gonna bring me a lot of energy. I'm gonna be very, very, very pumped for that fight. So I'm very happy that the UFC gave me that opportunity.
Do you think that adrenaline that you're going to feel is going to make it more difficult for you to kind of reel it back in and fight more patiently? Because, you know, your style in the past, like you said, you want to go in there, use your power and knock your opponent out. Will that be hard?
Yeah, yeah, of course, I'll need to be disciplined. I'll need to be very disciplined. But the energy of the crowd, the pressure, the stress, it's always a game changer for me. The fact that I'm living up my game. I'm the kind of guy who's better on the pressure. So I know when it's going to be hard in the fight, the crowd's going to give me a lot of energy. And I can't see myself losing that fight. I can't.
Let's talk about Sam Patterson, your opponent. He's only had one fight in the UFC. He lost via TKO in round one. What I have noticed about him, Yohan, is that he's tall, he's long, he's got a 78-inch reach, if I'm not mistaken. What do you know about him from a style standpoint, what he brings to the table?
He have a good jab. He tried to move a little bit. He punches jab. He have a very good guillotine. Everyone who shoot on him, he take the guillotine right away with his long arms. But man, you have a chin up, chin up, man. And if you fight against me and your chin is up, you're gonna get knocked out. And seriously, I see myself winning a lot of combination with that guy. Of course, he's dangerous, not because he's explosive, but because he have the same gas tank in the first, the second, and the third round. And that kind of guy, when you don't finish him in the first or the second, are hard because in the third round they haven't gas. So I know he's good. He's very good, but he gets knocked out hard in his last fight. Now we get up at 170. He was a 155 fighter before. I'm very happy to welcome him in the welterweight division. I'm gonna be big. I'm gonna be strong. I know he's gonna feel it, man. Patterson he's a dangerous opponent. He's in the UFC for a reason, but I'm a dangerous opponent too, and when he's gonna feel my power, he's gonna get back up, and I'm gonna finish him.
Yeah, and as you said, he is coming up from 155. I was looking at just pictures of you guys, and you're much thicker. Just look much stronger than him. Do you feel like if this turns into a grappling type of a fight, that's just going to be a big, big problem for him, your strength?
Of course, especially because now I did a lot of conditioning. I never did that before. I always sit on my power. I've never done conditioning in my last 2 or 3 years of as a fighter. I running, push up, chin up, squat, a little bit like that, but nothing specialist. And now I have a program with IHP Performance in Florida with the boss GC, and he helped me so much, and I already feel it. I feel like I'm more stronger, more cardio, more endurance. So if we're going to a clinch or a grappling, of course, my strength is gonna make a very difference. But I need to take care of the guillotine and the choke like that.
Give me your official prediction. How does this end?
Knockout in the second round.
Okay. I love it, man. I'm excited to see you back in there. As far as, 2024 goes, I mean, you'll be kicking the year off right in January. How many fights do you want to have next year? What are your goals for 2024?
If I can fight 3 or 4 times, it will be amazing, man. I know I take a break to change myself, to rebuild my house a little bit. Now it's done. I know where I go. I know who I am. So I'm gonna win this fight to start the years strong. And after that, if I'm able to fight like 1 month or two after that, it will be amazing, man. I want to be active.
Awesome, my man. Yohan, always appreciate the time. Again, can't wait to see you back in action. January the 20th, UFC 297. The White Lion, Yohan Lainesse, faces Sam Patterson in a welterweight bout. Before we do sign off here, my man, I want to give you the floor. If there's anything you want to plug, anyone you want to thank, the floor is yours.
Of course, I'm gonna thanks my gym, TriStar Gym and H2O, and IHP Performance with GC, who helped me a lot with my conditioning, LTC nutrition with Louis G2, Lévi Labrie, my head coach, my striking coach. So that's it, man. That's my team. Thank you very much to everyone support me. Thanks to you to give me the chance to express myself. So that's it.